Imagine registering a company, signing contracts, filing taxes, and voting, all without touching paper or visiting an office. That's not a dream. That's Estonia, the world's first truly digital republic. In a country of barely 1.3 million people, 99% of public services exist online. Founders form companies in minutes. Citizens sign laws with a chip. It's a place where bureaucracy became software. But here's the deeper question. Is Estonia just a tech miracle or a prototype of how digital sovereignty works? Because in 2025, data isn't infrastructure, it's identity. Who processes it, who stores it, and who controls it defines sovereignty itself. And for entrepreneurs, that same logic defines where your company lives. You're watching Icon.Partners YouTube channel, the place where tech businesses get legal answers without boring lectures. And let's figure out now why Estonia works. To understand Estonia, follow the cables. Every citizen carries a state-issued digital ID. Every agency connects to X-Road, a secure data exchange layer linking banks, hospitals, courts, and tax systems. So when you move house, the tax office, health system, and bank all update automatically. That architecture, transparent, auditable, encrypted, became the backbone for business. In 2014, the government asked, if citizens can live online, why not companies? Thus, e-Residency was born, a digital ID for non-residents that grants access to Estonia's entire ecosystem. You can register a company, open an account, sign contracts, and pay taxes remotely. From anywhere on Earth, you can legally operate inside the EU without a local passport. And that's not marketing. Over 110,000 e-residents from 175 countries run more than 30,000 companies through this system. And now, when you hear those numbers, you can easily call it a single digital platform per nation. But convenience is only half the story. To see the other half, you have to open a company yourself. Now let's talk about setup, banking, and tax logic. How do you go from an idea to a registered EU business? Step 1. E-Residency. You start with the e-Residency ID. It's not a visa, it's a digital signature valid across the EU. Apply online, pay €150, and within 5 weeks, your card arrives. Step 2. Choose the legal form. Most founders choose the private limited company. Simple limited liability, low capital of €2,500. Perfect for tech. Step 3. Register online. Log into the business register, fill in the details, sign digitally. If everyone has Estonian signatures, done in 20 minutes. Otherwise, use our lawyer's support. We are ready to assist you in 1 to 3 days. State fee, €265. And yes, you can do it yourself, but digital doesn't mean trivial. One wrong checkbox can delay your valued added tax approval or banking for months. That's where expertise matters. Icon.Partners doesn't replace Estonia's digital tools, it orchestrates them. From first signature to annual renewal, every step stays compliant. Step 4. Bank account. Traditional banks like LHV and SEB require substance, local director, contracts and office. No substance, no account. So founders start with neobanks instead of local banking, like Wise, Revolut, Payoneer. They provide global transfers, but aren't Estonian banks, so compliance checks still apply. In 2025, about 70% of new e-resident companies began with an EMI account before upgrading. Icon.Partners is an official partner of multiple EU banks and payment institutions and assists with onboarding and substance documentation so accounts don't freeze mid-growth. Step 5. Taxation. Estonia's signature feature is this: no corporate tax on retained profits. Distribute dividends and pay 22%. Reinvest, pay 0%. Value-added tax is 24% with a threshold of €40,000. Step 6. Accounting and compliance. All companies file annual reports via the government portal. Late reports can lock bank accounts, so we handle renewals and monthly filings for peace of mind. Estonian company formation with us started from €950. Annual renewal started from €765 per year. You can find link in description. Next, what happens when things go wrong? Every utopia has debug logs, even Estonia. Case 1, the ID card vulnerability. A flaw in the card chip forced the government to reissue 600,000 certificates. It was fixed fast and publicly, a masterclass in digital crisis management. Transparency became the patch. Now, let's talk about Case 2, the frozen account. 2025 audit showed 1 in 4 companies failed bank KYC for lack of substance. As a result, frozen accounts, extra checks for founders. So the lesson is the next: digital exposes regulation faster, it doesn't remove it. And now let's move to Case 3, Bolt versus Borders. Bolt's growth showed that API speed meets analog law. Compliance scales harder than code. Icon.Partners bridges that gap with substance packages, anti-money laundering alignment, and banking pre-checks style. The first act of this video was how Estonia built trust. Next, how it keeps it when things break. Trust isn't the absence of failure, it's the speed of recovery. Resilience is part of UX, governance with version control. Let's zoom out. Estonia is one node in a global network of startup jurisdictions. So let's check where Estonia wins and where it waits. On speed, Estonia wins. On cost, middle ground. On tax, a masterpiece, meaning 0% on retained earnings and 22% on distributed profits. But for fundraising purposes, Cyprus and Delaware still lead. If you build a product, use Estonia. If you raise capital, register Cyprus or Delaware-based company. If you do both, combine them. That's what Skype did. Engineering in Tallinn, holding in Luxembourg. Bolt flipped that model, holding in Estonia, investors everywhere. The lesson: don't pick a flag. Design and architecture. And here is the founder's playbook. Ask 3 questions. Where are my customers? Where are my investors? And where is my team? If all are inside the EU, Estonia alone works. If US capital is involved, use Delaware plus Estonia. If hybrid, could be Cyprus plus Estonia. Please keep in mind, jurisdictions aren't rivals, they're modules. And now, let's answer why it's better to cooperate with Icon.Partners law firm. Each founder's mix is unique. One wrong clause in a tax treaty can cost months of work. We build cross-border architectures, not just companies. From e-Residency to bank onboarding or Cyprus holdings, we connect jurisdictions into a working system, so you can focus on building but not debugging. And now the final thought: digital sovereignty. When Estonia built its state on servers, it was never about speed. It was about trust. The next generation of founders will build the same way, creating digital countries of their own. Small, fast, sovereign by design. Estonia proved it can be done. Now the question is, where will you build yours? If you found this deep dive useful, rate it or watch the next episode, Cyprus, the Venture Gateway of Europe. This was Icon.Partners' YouTube channel, Legal Answers for Tech Minds. Subscribe, stay sharp, and build smart.